Cheryl and I met online during COVID period 5 years ago, right? Was it 5 years ago? Or was it 6? 6 years ago! And the time that we met, I just started this current business and she just went back to business, I think. Yeah, went back to business. And at that point in time, I remember I was still finding confidence in my work and my worth. And Cheryl is someone that I've just admired since then. She's someone that puts in the work, and her work is a reflection of her commitments and her action. And that has been something that I've seen as consistent from the very beginning. And one core memory is that I remember the earlier part of our business, she actually asked me to deliver a workshop to her clients and paid me for it. And I was like, oh, wow. A solopreneur is paying me to speak to her clients. And that was a very powerful experience because since then I've had times where MNCs or companies would hire me and expect me to do things pro bono. And in my mind I'm thinking, look, if my friend honors me enough to pay me to speak to her clients, no company with employees should do that, And I think having been friends with Cheryl for the past 6 years, I've really seen her have the audacity to sparkle because she has made several pivots and changes in her career and her life, also just moving to Singapore and starting a new life here and creating her own community here. And when I thought of someone that should be sharing an Own Your Voice chats, I was like, it has to be Cheryl at some point. So without further ado, let's give a round of applause to Cheryl!
I'll take the clicker.
Oh yes, the big button.
Okay, hi everyone. I want to start off by reading a message I got from someone a few years ago. It will really set the tone for this presentation. Okay, so a few years ago, someone sent me a message and they said, just wanted to say thank you for doing what you do because simply seeing you do the things you do, aka podcasting, it helped me see what is possible for me as well. And when I got this message a few years ago, and even today, I don't have a big audience. I'm a podcaster for context. I'm a podcast producer. I do podcasting. Everything podcasting, I can probably do that. But when I first got that message from the person, my audience size to this day is still not that big. I don't think I've made it yet. But yet, someone seeing me believe in myself and doing things that matter to me gave them the belief that they could as well. And so that to me is what I like to call the audacity to sparkle. And to me, this isn't a one-time decision, but it's something that you have to really make the decision over and over and over again, time and time again, even when you don't feel ready, even when you feel like you haven't figured it out yet, but really continuing to show up and take that first step despite not having the recognition yet, the audience size yet, credentials, etc., etc. So why is this such an important phrase, this audacity to sparkle phrase? Why is it so important? Well, to me, I would say that it first started off, my origin story, I would say, was back in around 2018. I had already graduated from university, and what had happened was that I went into postgraduate law school. And I realized very early on, okay, no, this is not for me. So I was your typical straight A student throughout university, throughout high school. And when I was deciding to quit law school as a 20-something-year-old, my parents were furious. My mom even said to me, you need to bring harmony back into the family. And I was like, what? I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was just my career, but it was something that I think for my parents who immigrated to North America, that they did not raise me over there. They did not move over there just for me to quit graduate school. That was their rationale. So at that point in time, my classmates were really confused too because they were saying you were doing fine. Why can't you just get the degree first before you figure out what's next, right? So at this point in time in my life, I was very confused. I felt like no one around me understood. I felt like I didn't have any external perspective that was different from this echo chamber I was in. And then what had happened was that as I was making the final decision to quit law school, I was on Instagram and I happened to stumble across this stranger on the internet who is now a big YouTuber. I think she almost has 1 million subscribers now, around there. But at the time in 2018, she had just quit her corporate job and started her YouTube channel. And at that point in time, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to be a YouTuber too. But what she had shared on Instagram, just at that particular point in time, and the way it was so well articulated, like she was really explaining her thought process, I was like, wow, a stranger on the internet could give me like this spark of hope when it felt like no one else around me supported me or understood my decision. And that's the first instant when I realized that, wow, like our story, our decision making, our experiences, our perspectives can actually help a stranger on the other side of the world. So at this point in time, I was based in Hong Kong and that YouTuber was based in Canada. So I relocated somewhere along here. Anyways, so fast forward to 2020, I started my podcast. And it was called the Side Hustle Club podcast because I started side hustling around that time. And I wanted to just share my experiences because, hey, if someone back in 2018 helped me so profoundly and gave me hope and perspective when it felt like no one else around me got or understood what I was trying to articulate, well, maybe now that I'm starting to build something new, maybe I can document some of my thinking and maybe it can help someone. Who knows? And so I would say that around here is the first time I really felt that audacity to quote unquote sparkle, because I had seen how someone else, when they had the audacity to show up online and share their experiences and explain how they were thinking about certain decisions, that was so helpful. Well, maybe I can do the same. So I started my podcast in 2020. And then 3 years later, I continued to podcast week after week for 3 years at that point. And I was nominated for the Golden Crane Award by the Asian American Podcasters Association. And, well, I self-nominated myself. But thank you. Yay! But the reason why that self-nomination, specifically self-nominating myself, was important was because even though I feel like I am proud of the work, the body of work I built through my podcast, I didn't think it was award-winning worthy, right? So I remember when I actually got the nomination, I was like, okay, that's the end of it. Like, I'm not going to win. And there was actually an award ceremony in New York City where they will announce the winner. And at first, I told my friend, like, I'm not going. Like, it's not worth it. It's far away. It's expensive. I'm not going to win. But my friend said something very profound to me. She said, you've been wanting recognition for what you've built, and the universe is like literally meeting you halfway. Like, well, are you going to meet it there? And I was like, oh yeah, I have been wanting to be recognized for my podcast and the work that I really care about. And so in the end, I actually did go to New York City and I did win the award. And I think that act of self-nominating myself, despite not feeling like, okay, like my audience is so small, even on my podcast, on Spotify, on YouTube, like, and all these different doubts about like why it's not even worth at least submitting the nomination. All of those thoughts came up, but I still pressed the button and submitted the nomination. And I think that was another example of how I really realized that, wow, this idea of like the audacity to sparkle, like you don't need to wait for anyone's permission to at least try, right? And then I rebranded the podcast in 2024. Despite having this now track record of something that clearly was working, clearly was resonating, clearly people seemed to enjoy, I rebranded my podcast to what was then called the Thought Leader Club because I wanted to talk about what I believe was thought leadership as a solopreneur. And then in 2025, I rebranded again to Edit History. And once again, it actually won 2 awards at the 2025 Asia Podcast Awards last year. But what was interesting about this particular time point is that when things are working, when you finally worked hard and you built something and it's working and like you're getting recognition for it, and then to like burn it all down and restart again, like I think that it's a lot of dissonance, right? And you have all these reasons of no, like things are working, like the SEO is working, people know you for this podcast. The Side Hustle Club is clearly when they type in Side Hustle on Spotify, your podcast shows up. Like all these legitimate reasons to not rebrand, to not pivot. But what I realized at this particular juncture of my podcasting journey was that if you yourself have evolved, but your podcast or any other thing isn't there yet, like it hasn't caught up to you yet, then that gap between where you've already evolved to and the things they haven't caught up, like, it's not really reflecting who you are or where you want to be. And so that was the third example where I really realized this idea of the audacity to sparkle is not a one-time decision. There were multiple decisions throughout my podcasting journey where I really had to take the first move, even though I didn't have the evidence that it would work. I didn't have evidence here that the podcast would resonate. Here, I didn't have evidence that I would win an award, even if I got nominated. And in those time points, I didn't have the evidence that, if I start over again, and I did it twice, each time I was really scared of what if it doesn't work? Like, what if people stop listening to my podcasts, right? So at every juncture of your journey, I'm sure that there will be a lot of reasons not to step into the next version of yourself or the next version of your work that you want to build. But that is why this idea of the audacity to sparkle, I think, is so resonant for many of us who are building something of our own, because there is going to be so many time points when you have to at least take the first step and back yourself first. It's not really anyone else's job to back you or your decisions, but you have to back yourself first, and everyone else can catch up to you then. And so that is what I want to leave with you all today, the audacity to sparkle. And I hope that, whatever decisions that you'll be faced with in your career, your personal life, your business journey, your creator journey, whatever it is, I hope that you will, take on a bit more of that audacity and to sparkle in your way, because I always remember the moment when someone else, just a stranger on the internet, if they had not posted that thing at the right place, right time for me, and we were on opposite sides of the world. If they hadn't posted that and shared their journey, I wouldn't have done all this. I might have, but it might have taken me longer. So I hope that whatever you're embarking on, I hope that you will be that sparkle in someone else's journey and for yourself as well.
All right. Anyone has we have like 2 questions.